Hello and welcome to the next video. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that happened to myself and two other expat friends of mine in Tianjin, China. This would have been in 2019, I believe. I'll call this the TIC Club Experience. If you saw my prior video where I talked about what is TIC, you are already going to have a sense of what this is about. So, as I mentioned in that video, TIC means this is China, and it's used for a variety of reasons. Well, one night, the two friends and I decided let's go out to have a few drinks and, just enjoy a little bit of nightlife and chat and, shoot the breeze and whatnot. So we decided to go to the Wudadao area. For those that don't know, Wudadao means 5 big streets or 5 big avenues area, which was an area historically in Tianjin, China that was part of the foreign concessions during a time when I believe it was the 5 foreign powers had carved up parts of Tianjin. So you had a French concession, you had a German concession, and so on. So there's a lot of older architecture, smaller type houses and buildings, things that are very atypical Chinese architecture there. They've since been taken over, obviously, but they kind of maintain the same look for more or less. So it's kind of a historical site, and a lot of people just go around to take pictures. One of the things that is kind of at the heart of Wudadao is a stadium. Now, when I had first gone to China, this stadium was the soccer stadium that Eric Liddell, if you don't know who he is, Eric Liddell, if you've ever seen the movie Chariots of Fire, was the famous runner who was on the Olympics and was asked to run on a Sunday, but because of his religious beliefs about resting on Sunday or the Sabbath, said, "No, I can't, religious observance." And I believe he ended up winning on another day, another long distance run that he had done. And he became very famous for this. There's even a movie about that scenario. What few people know is that Eric Liddell became a missionary and moved to Tianjin and contributed to the building of this soccer stadium. Fast forward a few years later, the soccer stadium gets demolished and gets rebuilt as a kind of multi-use facility, so no longer a soccer field, just still a field, but it's kind of a coliseum, jogging track kind of look to it. And it has a lot of bars, a lot of restaurants, a lot of clubs. They basically did it to revitalize that area and give it a little more nightlife. So we decided to go out there. It's called Minyuan. So we go out to Minyuan. And Minyuan at the time had, I believe, maybe about 3 clubs right by the arch entryway to this structure. I believe VIX was one, Live Show was another, and at the moment the third one escapes, memory. But we decided, let's go to these 2 places. I think it was VIX and Live Show. So we go, and it was probably about 1 o'clock in the morning. I think we went somewhere to eat and then had a few drinks and then came over there. And the places are huge. There's dance floors, there's different bars, there's a balcony area. It's a pretty cool place. Prices were in line with, typical clubs in China. So try to go, get in the elevator to go up to the places on the 2nd floor. And because I think the other places were too full or whatnot. So we're like, all right, let's try this one on the 2nd floor. Yeah, sure. Go up. And get out to the landing on the elevator. There's like a little desk counter area. And then it's an entranceway and there's a bouncer. And there's a ton of people. Like, wow, this place is jamming tonight. Yeah. To give you context of the people I'm with, one of them's a white Belgian. One of them was a black British. And then there's, of course, the Hispanic white meat. So, we go up to try to figure out, okay, is there a cover? What's going on? And I believe we showed our IDs. to the people there, and they said, "Oh, sorry, we're closed." Look at the time. We're like, oh, 1, almost 2 o'clock. Well, maybe they close early tonight. Although from memory, we remember this place will go until 5, and we're like, well, it's pretty full. Maybe they just don't want more people coming in because they're about to close. A moment later, we see people get out of the elevator, show their IDs or something on their phone, and then just go inside. We go, I thought you were closed. Oh, and this is, partially in English, partially in Chinese, but Belgian friend of mine who's there, fluent Chinese speaker. And my Chinese at this point is good enough that I can catch most of the conversation. He says, hey, what about them? They just went in. You said it was closed. Oh, well, they have a special ticket. They're just, so they had pre-bought tickets or something, and that's why they went in. And so he turns to our group, the Belgian friend of mine. He's like, I don't know what he's talking about. Ticket? What ticket? See another group of people do the same thing. Show their phone, go in. He looks, to see what's on the phone screen. It's their ID. In China, WeChat and other apps can store your ID, and you can use it to get in and out of places, and it's easily scanned instead of taking out a traditional card, swiping it, taking a picture of it, whatever. So all they're doing is showing their ID. There's no ticket. So he calls out the person at the front desk. He's like, excuse me, but they don't have any tickets. They're just showing their ID. And you said this place was closed. So, and they're going in. So obviously it's not closed. 2, obviously there's no tickets. So do you mind if we go in? And he said, no, no foreigners. Now, right before this whole fiasco unfolded, as soon as we got out of the elevator, we had seen an expat coming out with either another expat or a local coming out from the inside of that place. So obviously they were allowed in. And they were heading out because probably they were there earlier and it was late night. So immediately the 3 of us were like, what? Because they had said no foreigners or no Lawai. And we all understood that. What? No foreigners. So at this point now we're pissed. And, my friend in Chinese goes off on this person in fluent Chinese, telling him, oh, you're a liar, how we saw a foreigner come out of here earlier, so they were obviously on the inside. You told us that you're closed when you're not. You said that it was a ticket. There isn't a ticket. This is ridiculous. The British friend that I'm with, he says, dude, let's just go. They don't want us here. Let's just leave. This place sucks anyway. So, finishes saying what he's going to say. Doesn't insult anyone, like say any bad words or anything to them. But he turns around, press the elevator button. Elevator opens. We walk in. The moment we walk in, we hear somebody behind us yell out, "This is China!" So, I get pissed. We turn around, I hold the elevator door, and I yell out, "Who said that? Say it again. Say it again." And I said it very loudly that everyone could hear, and everyone was just kind of looking. No one said anything. I said, "Say it again." Take my hand out after a few seconds. Door closes. We ended up finding another place nearby that was more than welcoming, super cool, super nice. I ended up writing a review later on one of the expat forums for that place, explaining the entire situation from beginning to end. Because honestly, they were just being xenophobic. And probably, I suspect, it's because we had a black person with us that they were being racist. I use the term xenophobic, which was not cool. They never apologized, nothing came out of it, but it was the last time the 3 of us had ever gone in there. And it's funny how something I talked about in the prior video about TIC being something expats say. I guess Chinese people had caught on to this and were using it as a way to, you know, insult us to our face, or be rude to us. Now, I'm not saying all Chinese people are like this. I'm not saying all clubs are like this, or staff, or workers. These were just a particular set of douchebags. And yes, you guys were douchebags who, for whatever reason, whether it's because we had a black person with us, or we were expats, or it was late and they didn't want more people coming in, or they didn't want more men coming in, which some clubs will do that. I've seen that in Miami Beach. We're being say the least. Anyhow, that's the TIC club experience. See you guys in the next video.